Next, I would like to invite to the podium Paul Ambley for the purposes of a nomination.
Very much. My name is Paul Amble. I have 3 children in the Guilford Public Schools, and I've been a Guilford resident for 10 years. And I appreciate the people who have been served on the Board of Education. They're dedicated people. We're blessed to have them. And we need to continue to have good quality, hardworking people on the Board of Education, and that's why I'm nominating John Ireland to the Board of Education. John's mother was a chemistry teacher for 20 years. So that starts you out in public education, as he did, on a good foot, at least to get a good grade in chemistry. He also had an aunt who was involved as an assistant principal in Greenwich schools and head of the union there. John did pretty well in school, where he was raised in Long Island, in Garden City High School he graduated from. He was a good student. He ended up going to Brown. At Brown, he was excelled in lacrosse and football, but he also excelled in the classroom, graduating second in his class, in his chemical engineering class. He tells me it's out of 4 students, but still, it's pretty good. He then went on and did an extra year and got a biochemical engineering degree. After that, he went into working in oil industry, developed that industry into, I think the company grew some 10-fold. He got interested in the business side of things, went back to MIT and got a master's in business administration, left that, raised $7 million for a venture capital firm, and then he went off and became a CEO, COO, and CFO of a variety of companies. This is a hardworking, dedicated man who then took his family and moved from Texas up to Guilford about 5 years ago, and that's when I met him. He's been working in a company now as a CFO and COO called Sightlines, which is a Guilford-based company consulting to universities and colleges across the country. John Ireland is the kind of guy that we need on the Board of Education. He's got two daughters in the public school system. He's got one who's on her way up. He is committed to a good quality education in Guilford. He's committed to see the good education system that we have get better. So it's my pleasure to stand before you today and endorse John Ireland for the Board of Education. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd now like to invite to the podium Deb Nadazilia.
Good evening. My name is Deb Nidzela, and I've lived here in Guilford for 13 years, and I currently have a daughter that is going into 7th grade at Adams Middle School. I've known John Ireland for 4 years. I first met him when he was coaching my daughter in lacrosse. Since then, he persuaded me to join the Guilford Youth Lacrosse Board of Directors, of which he has presided as president for the past 4 years. While at the helm, the Guilford Youth Lacrosse Association has grown and become more financially stable. He always professed that the program is about developing our youth. Lacrosse is just another way to teach and guide our youth, to enrich their lives and give them a sense of self. Learning about good sportsmanship and being a part of a team is continually stressed as core of the program. Participation has grown from about 180 to over 250 over the last year. He's recruited many volunteers, really great volunteers, and in the past year the organization has run really smoothly. During his tenure, the club has added a 1st and 2nd grade program to introduce the sport. He's organized and led very successful fundraisers. He's enriched the lives of many youth through his coaching and leadership. He's a hard worker, and he's very dedicated to the kids. I've watched him out there coaching, and he's just really good with the kids. We will be sad to see him leave the board of on the board of the Guilford lacrosse. But you know, it's a good thing for him to get out and go for the position of on the Board of Education. Based upon his ability to successfully navigate an all-volunteer group of very diverse parents and survive, along with his hard work and capacity to manage people, I would like also to nominate John Ireland for a position on the Board of Education. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul and Deb. I'd next like to actually do a nomination myself. Our fourth candidate for the Board of Education is Susan Renner from Norton Town Road. I have known Susan since back during my volunteer days with the PTO at the Calvin Leet School. Susan exemplifies volunteering both at the school. She's very active with her church community and volunteering. Susan is a CPA accountant, works for a large cruise line company. She has volunteered extensively, both in the school system and through her church-sponsored programs, and it is my great honor to nominate her for the position of Board of Education. For the purposes of seconding Susan's nomination, I would like to invite Keith Bishop to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's my pleasure to second the nomination of Susan Koch Renner to the position for Board of Education. Susan is a hometown Guilford gal who graduated from Guilford High School and appreciates the community and what we have here in Guilford as we do in this room. She's a bright, idea-driven gal who, as Jim mentioned, has been dedicated to the Calvin Leet PTO, where her children have gone. She is well respected by her peers. She's active out in the work field and has maintained her credentials as a CPA. And I look forward to taking and having you support her, as well as bringing back the majority to the GOP on the Board of Education with her and the rest of the team we just had nominated tonight. Thank you.
We have 4 available positions for the Board of Ed, and we have 4 nominees. Are there any further nominations for the position of Board of Ed? I'll take a motion to close nominations. Second? Second. All those in favor of closing nominations indicate by saying aye. Aye. We have an uncontested slate, and the caucus is permitted to allow the chair to cast 1 vote for the entire slate, if that is your wishes. Do I have a motion to allow the chair to cast 1 single vote for the slate?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. The chair casts a vote for Board of Education candidates Keith Bishop, Emmelinda Sanacora, John Ireland, and Susan Renner, and I invite you folks to the podium.